Hey kids, we're back. We're streaming live from Guitar Quackery. This channel is called Guitar Quackery Live. The one and only live streaming guitar repair channel so far. And I need to send this text message to the customer because the customer is going to be watching this. I forgot to do it before I pushed the button on my computer. So now I just did it. And I'm also sending a URL to the outside monitor. So bear with me because we got customers here. By the way, this music studio is called Music Makers. Bob Elliott's Music Makers NY in New York City. Fantastic rehearsal studio. Rehearsals and more, okay? If you want to find out what, just call the studio. Look it up. Music Makers in New York City. So we'll be doing something interesting. We are going to be using dental composites with a this UV curing light to fix the nut. It's a bone nut, so dental composites work really well with bone because bone is similar to, you know, teeth, right? And the A string is a little bit damaged at the bottom. So you're now watching part 2 of this series. If you watch part 1, you'll see what caused it. We're just going to fix it. And there's a little bit of damage on the D string string slot. So we'll fix that. No problem. These are the dental composites here. So first, we need to prep the surface. We need to prep the guitar and prep the surface. So the guitar is right here. It's a Boucher guitar, Canadian, French-Canadian from Quebec. So I'm going to set aside these 3 strings, 3 of them, okay? Bear with me. Let's put this camera here. Maybe raise it a little bit. So you're watching part 2. Part 1 had 50% of likes, 1 like and 1 dislike. So I wish people wouldn't do that. They can just go watch another channel. Yeah, it's not mandatory to watch, you know, it's not mandatory to learn from Guitar Quackery for free on YouTube. All the trade secrets that I share. But some people are just like that. Instead of moving on to another channel, they gotta hit that thumbs down button. And they don't tell me why. Yeah, so some people, you know, even on my main channel, actually, on my main channel, you know, they post comments, you know, criticize this and that. Then I check their channels, and let me put it this way. If I copied them, I wouldn't be really learning from the masters. But, you know, they are armchair experts. Opinionated. equipped with a mouse to click on and a keyboard. Well, you know, if you put a monkey in front of a keyboard, a monkey might actually end up typing Shakespeare just randomly. So that's what I think of certain reviews. I see a little commotion there. I need to focus. So let me close the door. Okay, so first things first, surface preparation, right? So let's have a look at the damage first. I mean, you know, when I say damage, it's really minimal. But here, so this is how I'm prepping it. We'll be working on this string slot right here at the bottom, at the tip, and the D string right here at the top on the side. I can show you through the microscope, just like that. That's the A string slot right there. Now, you see that black thing? That's graphite pencil. Okay, I put it there. But no big deal. I mean, we do need to file down a little bit anyway before... See, this is chipping off here, right? Before we can do the filling. This is all kind of... You see that white stuff? Those are air pockets. So the bone is kind of crushed, and now it appears in multiple layers, and that's really not structurally sound. So we want to repair this, especially because this is the takeoff part of the string. That's where the strings should start vibrating, right? So not inside of the knot, but right there at the front. And here, because this string slot was in fact too narrow, it was pushing, the string was pushing against the edge here, and it compromised this part of the structure. So that's why it just came off. So we'll be fixing this. This here is just cosmetic, and this here is functional. The first thing that I want to do is I want to take a file, maybe a 46 gauge file, and maybe hit it like this, just to expose some fresh bone. Let's see. I need more light. Okay, that looks okay. So I was holding it like this, just to show you here, just doing this. And now we want to just use this brush. There's too much light for this camera. Okay, just like that. Clean up. Let's have a look. So there's a little black spot over there. Let's remove that. That's probably still graphite from the pencil. Again, not a big deal because we are filling the tip here. So yeah, maybe just a little more. I can still see a small black dot, tiny black dot at the bottom. Now, how good are dental composites for this purpose? Very. So they are used, you know, to do fittings on our teeth, and they last a long time in a wet environment, an environment that's wet 24/7, obviously. And, you know, we chew on them and we bite, we eat nuts. So, yeah, I feel it's going to be good for this. I have compressed air here. Just a little bit left, so I got to use it sparingly. Which reminds me, I need to buy some more. I thought I ordered some. Maybe the package got lost. Why don't we work on this one first, and then we'll work on the D string. So one thing I want to do first is first I will use the etching solution. So we're doing the exact same procedure that would be done by a dentist. So they use the etching solution, which is this, to prepare the surface so that you get a clean. It also softens up the bone a little bit, so that the next is the binding solution, so that it binds to the surface. Okay. And I need a tiny bit of water, which I keep here. Well, usually it's on the bench. And it disappeared. Sorry about that. I have a little container usually. Anyway, I'll find it. This is a pipette. And where's my water container? Okay. Sorry. So I have a container like this with water somewhere. This is alcohol. Oh, here it is. Okay. All right. And I need this tissue. Okay. So first things first, we'll use the etching solution to completely clean up this surface first. Now, because I'm not using this in a sterile environment, right? This is not surgery. I'm not using gloves. It's not sterile, but it's good enough, right? Yeah, so we want to fill this area here. It's a little, it's a gel. There you go. Okay, and now we just let it sit there. And as you can tell, if I zoom in, you see little bubbles forming inside, okay? And that's because it's doing its thing. Now I can use this tool to kind of poke it. You can see the air bubbles. That's what we want to see. Let me throw some light. Okay, so it's etching. kind of when you mix vinegar with baking soda, you get carbon dioxide, right? Released. So same thing here. This is an acid, right? It's called the etching solution. And that's really neat. Okay? And to be honest, this is sufficient. So we can clean it. Okay? Just removing it. And we're going to wash it with water. Just like a dentist. Same exact procedure. My timings are a little bit off. So I'm keeping it there longer than needed. But it's okay. All right, so that's that. I can even use a Q-tip. So let's focus a little bit. You see, it's still kind of there, right? Obviously, we need to clean it off. And we are going to wash with water. This is why I masked off the area. And it's perfectly fine if wood gets wet a little bit. It's really not going to hurt the guitar. So I can put a Q-tip like this here, put a little water. That's my first wash. Okay, and now I go like this with a tissue paper. We want to wash off the acid. So because this is not happening inside of our mouth, I am using this tissue paper. But I'm basically squirting water there, okay? And now we're just gonna have to dry it off. And that's why I have the air, the compressed air. So just like that. Like I said, we use it sparingly because I only have a little bit left. Okay. We'll use the etching solution for the D string, obviously, so I just put it aside for now. Next is the bonding solution, which is this. Okay. The bonding solution is light curable, so I am kind of reducing the intensity of this light. And I got to prep everything. And here I have one of those micro brushes. You'll see. Well, it looks like this. Okay, that's it. That's it. And this is the bonding solution. So I'm going to put 1 drop. That's all we need. Right here, this is plenty. And then I'm going to transfer some here, right? Just like that. It's got to be really thin. which is why I'm going to do this. I'm going to dry it off. I'm using a dry part of this napkin, and I just remove the excess, and that's it. Now we take the light and we hit it with a light like that. Okay. It's a 20-second timer. Okay. We're good. I was probably hitting this with a light as well. Not really. It was hitting around. Okay, no problem. But if I were to hit it with a light, it would get hard. That little drop. We can just do it one more time just to make sure that it's fully cured. It's perfectly fine to do it a couple of times. And next, we're going to use an actual dental composite filling. It's not good to look at the slide, so I'm looking through the filter, right? But first, I need to put some tape against the front of the nut. So here, I just cut off a piece, and I'm going to use whatever tool, this tool, to mount this here. And I think you can see what this is for. Okay. That's it. All right. Let's inspect it. That's good. All right. So now I'm going to put the dental composite filling inside of this little area right there. And there are several kinds of dental composites. You can divide them in two groups. There are 7 kinds, but there are 2 groups. The 2 groups are flowable and packable. Okay. I'm going to use flowable for this one. And then maybe we'll use packable for the other one because it's on top. I don't know, I got to think about it still. Yeah, I think I'll use packable for the top. So the flowable composite is this. Okay? Flowable because it flows out of this. It's a paste that flows. Okay? All right, once again, I'm just going to fill it here like this, just like I did with the etching solution. I don't want too much to squirt out all at once, so bear with me, please. And we don't want to end up with air pockets either. So I'm actually squeezing that syringe right now. And you can see some of the material is already coming out. Okay, so we do want to overfill it, and I'm going to use this tool to make sure it's seated well. So we want to overfill and then we are going to file it down. Simple. Okay. Now let me put this away in the dark, because I don't want the tip to clog up, right, when I hit it with the light over there. So same procedure right now. I am going to just hit it with light. I won't be looking through the microscope. I can see it on screen because it's not good to look at this, right? So I'm not going to be looking through the microscope. The camera and the monitor don't replicate the same wavelengths, obviously. But here it is. It's now shining that light, and I'm looking at the screen, and I see what you see. Okay. I'm actually going to have to move the microscope away, because I want to hit it from the other side as well, and the microscope's kind of in the way. Okay. Okay, that's that. One more time. I want to move it around a little bit just so that it hits it from all sides. It is hitting it properly. Yeah, I'm not worried. And now we can remove that tape. Okay, this is what we see so far. So this was the bonding solution, you see. Now you will notice that it's still kind of wet on top. That's by design. So anything that's exposed to oxygen will not cure. It will stay soft, and that's how you keep building on top of, because you can build it in layers, right? On top of the previous layer. So you can see that was the bonding solution. It's wet on top. So that's how it adheres to the bottom layer. And now we can simply remove this tape. Okay. And we do have an overfilled nut slot, and we can start filing now, but I don't want to introduce too much dust around this area just yet. I want to be able to fix this first, and then we're going to do whatever we need to do to file it. So this is a bit tricky, right? Because I can see a little bit of contamination there, and otherwise it's a clean surface. So what do we do about that? I don't want to be poking it with this too much. I don't want to introduce plastics. Yeah. Let me think. Oh, maybe with an X-Acto blade I can scrape it a little bit. I know I have a brand new X-Acto blade here. So what I'll do is I'll just scrape it a little bit like this, and I'll show you like this through the microscope. I'm just removing all this contamination, but without enlarging this area. So I can tell you that this bone is really soft. Yes, so every piece of bone is going to be different. This is really soft bone. Okay, and we want to blow some air now just to clean it. And now we are going to put the etching solution first, just like we did last time. Now, I noticed that there's already some here at the tip. I don't need to even squeeze it out. And it starts etching right away. You can see those bubbles forming, right? So that's good. That's exactly what we want to see. So just leave it there for, I don't know, a few seconds. I'll put this back inside. And we are going to use packable this time. So I don't have an exact color match. I think maybe B1 will be the best match for this bone. Okay, that's a color code. Now let's wash it off, okay? Here, with a Q-tip, I remove, where are we here? The bulk of it. And now we got to wash it with water and then dry it with air. So again, to wash it, we might want to put some tissue paper here. And I'm going to squirt some water. Now you can see there's some kind of there was a little hair or whatever was there. And you know, honestly, this is good. And now we just blow some air. And now it's all dry. Beautiful. Next is the bonding solution. Where I put it? Oh, I have it right there. So once again, I'm just going to put a little tiny drop here. And then transfer some from here to there. That's that. Okay. As you can see, I smeared some around the area that I'm fixing. Okay, so removing, and now we hit it with the light. It's really a 20-second cure. I think we're good, right? And now, let's look at this. So we need to remove the layer on top that kind of dries up a little bit. I have, well, here I have a dental tray with dental tools. So, you know, we turn this and it pushes the material out, but this part is kind of dried up. So we want to remove this plug and throw it away. Let's see if this is nice and fresh. They don't last forever. You know, I'll never use up everything before it expires. So let's make sure we have a freshly exposed material. Yeah, I think this is good. So it feels a bit softer. And what I'm going to do is simply build up this area. In fact, now I'm looking at it, I think I have way too much, right? So perhaps I should remove some. And let's remove the whole thing and start over. Which one should I use? This one or this one? So I think this one. I'm actually not a dentist. I just mess around with this. So that's packable. We got to pack it tight so that it adheres to the surface. See, usually when I use packable, I use flowable first. You don't have to. I want to clean the bottom of the string slot. So now you know why I'm using packable here, because I don't want the flowable to just flow everywhere. This way I can just sculpt it and just cure it. And the other thing is with flowable, I would have to overfill it above the surface, and then I would need to file it, and I don't want to scratch the surface of the nut. So this way, I'm going to just cure it, and it'll be done. I think we're good. So let's just hit it with the light. Again, I am looking at the monitor like you are, or through the orange filter. close this. Yeah, I'm just an amateur dentist. So this will be, I won't need to fire anything. It's really neat how this works. I've always been fascinated by UV curable dental composites. And you can't even see anything now, right? So that's good. Now, let me clean my area a little bit, clean up. And I will put the strings back, and I'll need to touch up the A string slot, not the D. The D is fine. Okay. So that's the knot repair. Oh, I'm not going to tune the A string just yet because it's got that area in the front that's really high, right? And let me just clean up everything first. Especially the first thing I want to make sure I move away is the sharp X-Acto blade, obviously. Okay, now I feel better. So this took about almost 45 minutes. It was worth it, I think. Plus, it makes a good video. So if you learned anything, speaking of, right, make sure you hit the like button. This way, you encourage me to show you more stuff in the future. Otherwise, right? I put links in the description. You can buy these things on Amazon. You can buy anything on Amazon, whatever you need. Dental composites, knot files, nuclear submarines. You can buy it on Amazon. These are Amazon affiliate links, which means I do earn a small commission at no extra cost to you. Okay, I'll put this here for now, and then I'll deal with it later. I do keep a humidifier inside. Oh, and this. It's neat how these things work, right? So the water container is there. Okay, I'm not going to spill it. Okay, so now let's fix the A string slot right there. We're using a 46 gauge file for this job. And here we focus. So very lightly, I want to just touch the bottom here. you can see the high spot right there. There's a slight discoloration. And look what I'm doing. Very lightly, right? So this is just using the weight of the file for now. I want to knock that sharp edge down first. And now I start to actually push the file down. Okay. So it's going to be a little too high initially. And now we want to test the height. Okay, I know it's too high, but I just want to check it. And I first just eyeball it. Too high, but, you know, close. Just not close enough. And very close, right? This looks perfect. Where is... Yeah. I am done. Okay, we're done with this. Okay, so we're going to take a short break, a very short break, because I really want to get this done. And then we'll remove the strings. So the only reason why we're taking a break is because I want to have a separate segment, right? I really don't need a break. So I want to have a separate recording of the fretwork. And I just also want to clean up a little bit. Okay, so if you feel that this helped you out in any way, right? If you feel you learned anything, just, yeah. Oh, you can also click the link below that says buy me a coffee. If you do, thank you. And by the way, I just noticed today that all of the buy me a coffee alerts were going to my spam. So for the past few weeks, I was not aware of the fact that people were buying me coffees. And now I'm going to respond, because I usually obviously send a thank you note. So I wasn't doing that because I wasn't getting alerts that anyone was buying me coffees. And I don't check that website, right? I'm supposed to get an alert. And it was sending alerts, but it was going to my spam folder, which I discovered today. So yeah. Like I said, I'm going to take a short break just to clean up and just to be able to put the next job on a separate recording, right? Which is going to be part 3, and that's going to be the final part of this entire job. Shouldn't take too long, maybe an hour, okay? an hour of live streaming, not an hour, not a break, not a 1 hour break, right? Yeah, so enough said. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you shortly.